So you want to be extremely disciplined? Well, good, because that's what you should be. And so let me give you some tips that I use personally to be the most disciplined person on planet Earth. How do I know that I am that? Well, made it up. But anyway, souls, trust me bro, let's begin. So let's imagine that you do something, but it didn't quite work out. That's one of the hardest situations to be in when, you're going to the gym but you don't see results. You're, working hard but you don't see results. You start the business but it fails. You do this, you do that, but it fails. Everything seems to be going wrong. That's probably the hardest time to be disciplined. When you're doing the correct things, but you're still failing. You're still not getting the results that you want, that you deserve. And well, what is the best tip in that situation? Think about what if you had succeeded. Think about it. So for example, if I upload a video and it gets 0 views, literally 0 views, what is the best move that I can make? Well, make another video. Now let's imagine I make a video and it gets 1 gazillion views. Will happen one day. What is the best step that I can take? Well, it's still to make another video. So think about it. If you get 0 views or 1 million views or 10 billion views, you still have to make a next video. No matter what actually happened, the next step stays the same. And it really motivates you when you're not getting the results that you want to keep going. Because now you're like, well, wait. Even if I had gotten the results that I wanted, the next step would still be the exact same that it is now. Same with going to the gym. You go to the gym, you don't get a PR. Well, what's the best move? Go to the gym and try again. Train more. So on. You still have to go to the gym next week. But let's say you go to the gym and you hit a PR. You get the best lift of your life. This next move is still the identical move of going to the gym next week once again. It's trying again. So when you change your perspective from, oh no, I'm not getting the results that I want, to the perspective of, well, even if I got those results, I would still have to keep going. Even if I got all the results and all the things that I wanted, I would still have to do the exact same things that I have to do right now. And all of a sudden it's so motivating. It's like, okay. So whether you get results or don't get results, the next move is exactly the same. You still have to keep going. Think about it. Once again, you make a business, you make a big deal, you gain $1 million, whatever. You're probably not gonna stop there. You have to go make another deal. So always the next step is basically the same, no matter if you get the results or not. So you can basically just imagine that you got the results and keep going. If that helps you stay disciplined and helps motivate you. And in the same matter, in many ways, to stay disciplined, you have to think about the long term. The same way, like we just talked about, the next step stays the same no matter what, basically. You can help yourself by thinking about long term. Just think about it. If you had a bad workout, in the span of a year, 1 bad workout versus 0 bad workouts, is it gonna affect your gains in any way? Of course not. The same with 1 bad day in a year compared to 0 bad days in a year. What's the difference after a year? You won't be able to measure it. It's so small. And so, once again, you increase your time horizon. You basically look at it from a longer period of time, and it's like, oh, today went badly. So what? It doesn't matter. And that's one of the greatest things that you can do once again to stay disciplined. Every time you have a bad week, just remember that, 1 year from now, this bad week doesn't matter. Because as long as I keep going and I get, decent week after decent week after good week after good week, and then maybe we have a bad week, but that's fine. Because at the end of the year, that one bad week didn't matter at all. Only now in the present does it feel bad and does it feel like it's impactful, but in the reality, when you look into the future, this one moment that right now in the present might feel a bit bad won't actually matter at all. And you can prove this to yourself by just thinking about the past. If you think about the past, think about like one time you missed a workout for some reason, like you got a bit sick, let's say. You got sick and you had to miss one workout or two workouts. Like if you look at yourself right now, as long as you stick to the plan every other day when you weren't sick, I mean, those 2-3 days probably didn't impact anything at all in the long term. It's like a graph. It doesn't matter if the graph goes like this as long as the trend is up. So when you have a bad day, just think about the past and how one bad day never mattered, and just say to yourself, well, in the future, one bad day won't matter either. And so just keep going. It helps you stay disciplined. Very good tip. But now let's say you're just really down in a rut. Everything's been going wrong for months and it's been hard and nothing seems to be going right. Well, one of the best ways to stay disciplined and to just keep doing the correct things no matter how hard they get or how difficult they are or how long the distance and the journey seems. I mean, one of the best things is just to remember why you started. I mean, you might feel like, oh man, this is not gonna work out, this is not maybe even worth it, this is so hard, this, that. But when you just remember why you started, remember the starting position. You maybe had nothing, you maybe decided to yourself, I need to change. Something needs to change. And when you remind yourself why you started and when you were in that position of, hey, something needs to change, you kind of realize like, I can't go back. And that's one of the greatest motivating things and one of the greatest things to keep you disciplined is to simply remember why you started. Because when you remember why you started, in a lot of ways you're like, oh yeah, that's why I started. I can't go back. And so I don't care how hard this is. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what the difficulties are, then the challenges and the obstacles. I don't care. I remember why I started and I'm not going back there. And especially because I know that a lot of people, they start because of a lot of bad stuff. Bad stuff happen and they're like, man, something needs to change in my life. And as long as you remember back and like something needs to change and you remember that, it's quite easy to go on. I mean, at least a lot easier than when you don't remember that. And so to bring this together, what are the 3 amazing tips to keep you disciplined that even I use to be the officially most disciplined person on planet Earth? Well, it's to remember that the next step is the same no matter what happened, whether you get the results you wanted or not. Secondly, it's to look into the future / in the past and realize that one bad day / one bad week in the grand scheme of things won't even matter. And third of all, remember why you started. Remember why you started on this path and say to yourself, do you really wanna go back? Because most of the time the answer is no. And so stay disciplined, chase your dreams, and do great things. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.